Isis. Isis.
Rastafari.
His Majesty.
All right, Steve, give thanks.
Yes, brother.
God bless.
That's where I live.
Yes, I, every time.
Bless and love, Rastafari.
Yeah.
Blessings. Bless and love.
Yes, sir.
Rastafari.
Yes, I.
Greetings, greetings. Rastafari greetings, each and every one. Haile Selassie I. Give thanks for seeing faces, familiar faces, and not, which is a wonderful thing. And thank you for being here. And we are just waiting for more ones to come on board. So we're going to take a little time so that ones can access the room. And please, when you are not speaking, you could please mute down your microphone so that we don't have noise and sounds in the background. And Rastafari greetings, Haile Selassie I, and this is the beginning of the
Love Rastafari.
Haile
Aye. Thanks. Selassie. Yes, I. Yes, I. Bongo Wise Litafari from Ianola, St. Lucia. Also from the Caribbean Rastafari institution.
Greetings, Ras. Welcome, everybody. I see different countries, I see different continents as well, and it's such a wonderful thing. We are really glad, you know, that after the last conference had a very important participation from the side of, you know, the public and family and Rastafari everywhere in the world. We are looking forward, you know, to have this moment to reason about certain topics and to have the opportunity to talk and discuss certain important matters that are so fundamental to the movement nowadays. My name is Ras Julio, and I'm going to be the coordinator of this space and the moderator of this Zoom meeting. And we are expecting also the presence of other elder brethren that we are waiting for. So I think that it's important to start anyway, and surely the more ones will join the session. So first and foremost, greetings in the divine name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, the King of Kings and Lord of the Lords, the conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah, the elect of God, light of His word, the archetype ruler. And my deeds reasoning flow according to His grace and strength and humility and insight and the wise mind of Rastafari, so that we can create a space in which reasoning and confrontation can be enriching for ones. So give thanks once again for your participation, and these meetings are in truth the brainchild of Ras Tafari, which had the idea of starting these meetings to have a space in which ones can reason and deepen the knowledge about certain topics. So I would love if Ras Tafari could give just an initial blessing, so then we can go ahead and start the reasoning.
Rastafari, give thanks to each and every one on the forum, and even give thanks to those who have the intention to come to the forum. And then we can also give thanks to those who read or listen to what we have discussed, because it's a wide section of Rastafari that we are appealing to. It's very good to reason, because Rastafari Foundation is built on reasoning with cooperation within an intelligent mindset, within tolerance and respect for each other. And that's a space that we are trying to achieve here. Sensible reasoning, points we could put forward, we may not finalize them at this time, but at least they are important points. Maybe some points that you are here within the Naibingi circle, what they are presented by Rastafari, same way. And within this context, we are not limited to the Naibingi. We are reasoning as Rastafari on a whole, because we are Rastafari. Some of us have decided to stay within house and mansion. Many of us have evolved from house and mansion and just Rastafari. So I give thanks for each one present, and I give thanks that each will learn from each other this time. Rastafari.
Highly high, highly high. So many things were said during the last conference, and we left a little bit open certain topics, and in fact we were waiting for more reasoning and more discussion about it. And one of these points is the global secretariat, which many people have interest on. It seems to be a matter which is really relevant to many ones. So that's why we wanted to reason a little bit more about it. And we have invited Ras Shango Baku and Ras Jabulani Tafari to take part to this meeting, and I think that we are still waiting for them, or maybe it's me that I don't see them in the room. Could be also possible. I'm still trying to get familiar with the Zoom system, but I think they are not here yet.
Sin, Ras Jabulani.
Oh, Ras Jabulani, aye. Yes, greetings, Ras. Apologies, I never side the eye. You know, I never side the eye in the.
Yes, sir.
Greetings, Ras Jabulani. It's indeed an honor and a pleasure to have the eye on board. And like I said, you know, last time I reasoned about the global secretariat, and not once show interest in this project and in its beginning, its evolution, and the state where the project is at the current moment. So I thought that, I mean, the item that originated and conceptualized and started the whole process could bring more light on this matter. So I would love to have the item reasoning and talking about how this project came about, how this started, and please give Aina a little history on that.
Well, basically the secretariat was even reasoned about and put within the 22 proposals which the ancient elders at the gathering in 83 did put forward, that we need to have a secretariat basically for the, well, maintaining the information dissemination towards all houses, mansions, individuals, organizations, more because we're talking about, the elders are talking about centralization. Now, to effect that in a progressive and we talk of serious manner now, that it can be of a form of OAU, UN, for the Rastafari community globally, right? It needed to have the fullness of the various houses and mansions on board as well. within all of the countries where Rastafari has a serious population and a strong. Now, where we're having a lot of conflicts in the diversities of Rastafari, and where we see that now, especially like on the continent, there is a kind of a paradigm shift within how ones are perceiving Rastafari and the movement within itself. Now, when we look upon how Rastafari come basically to the continent, you'll find that it's predominantly through reggae music. And then you'll find that there is a certain where you'll find a lot of the Rasta themselves within the biblical sense of a 12 tribe Rasta man. And his reggae music, as we'll say that before even ones start to truly align themselves to even the drums of Bingi, right? It was more reggae music that they was aligning themselves to. And that is where now you find that the overstanding of even jumping Nyabingi was to be playing some reggae music and dance and jump to it and praise the Most High Jah Rastafari. So you see now the conflict what is arising now as well, where we to even have the leadership working as a secretariat is that we have Nyabingi, that came in on a level where now it helped to bring a more heretical groundation within a cultural level now of understanding of the drum in itself and the chanting and the vibration of the chant, the drums, and it aligned more even with certain of the rituals that ones and ones would be dealing with drumming and chanting here on the continent, and especially in the southern region, where there is a serious dominance now in terms of organizational structure, and it is more coming from Nyabingi rather than 12 tribe or even Bobo Ashanti or so. The conflicts that is arising is that, again, when we talk of secretariat, where now recently they coming into the south of even junior niggas and trying to now garner the support and get the ilex of records of the Nyabingi and posing that the Nyabingi is the only organ that can actually set up a secretariat, which was a problem when we even started the RNC, which was the Rastafari National Council in South Africa. It created a conflict where it was more within the administration, Nyabingi, posing and actually demanding that one's follow in a certain way, right? So now the acceptance of getting a secretariat running, it needs to have now a stronger, because again, where we found the secretariat had a stronger ground, it was when we, after we had the gathering, first it was in England, then we met in Jamaica at Pit 4. We had even an exhibition in Montego Bay. This was in April in 1916. Right?
2016.
Yes.
2016.
2016.
2016, sorry. Yeah. So there now, the introduction even to the elders within the Nyabingi, there was an exhibition on His Majesty and movement at in Montego Bay at the National Museum. Yes. Now there was a where we found that certain ones that has come to this side, right? There is a certain conflict that is creating more division, right? Where you will find that in South Africa, Southern Africa, Zimbabwe, South Africa, the Rastafari has even got the recognition within the constitution of the country and basing itself as an indigenous, not an organization, but a cultured people, right, within the constitution of the country. Now, on the continent, after we had the gathering in 2017, the AARG in Ethiopia, in Shashamane, it was seen as well that the continent needed to have, in order for even a secretariat to be able to function, the continent needed to have a centralizing alliance form where the RCC was created as the Rastafari Continental Council in the interim to then further within November, it was then set as a gathering in South Africa and was inaugurated in May the following year in 2018 in South Africa, in the Cape, right? And there was now the link for the Secretariat to see itself now working with ones-on-ones on the continent and on a global perspective of Rastafari. Now, we're talking of an administration, not a house or a mansion, not something that is going to take dispel everyone's autonomy, but rather to work with and enhance the levels of where we're talking, the attributes of each house, mansion, individuals, which forms a thriving, industrious, and economic community. And this is where we was looking at the Secretariat now taking its formation, right? It needed to have basically ones that had, where we're talking organization skills, administration skills, and being able to communicate and be articulate enough to be able to talk on the levels on behalf of the communities that did not have their voice. And this is where the Secretariat now, in a sense, pose as kind of scared to the leadership. And this is what is happening, where Junior Negus is gathering the scribes, which is the ILEX of records, and they are taking on a kind of role where it's even superior than the elders. You see, so these are the fears of where we say now an administration, ones would feel and look, well, all them money are going to come in our business, come run and think for our business, and then think them can tell you what to do. Them kind of vibes and things are gone, you see. So It's that thing where we have to really now look at the importance of seriously, because I'm looking into the community, what is going to bring in a market economy, where we already see that here in South Africa, the ganja being the billion-dollar business is out of the hands of the people, where it could have, if because of the advocating for the legalizing of the herb, and ones did not put themselves into position to set an industry, right, and be able to make it work in the favor of people themselves. It is out of the hands where even laws now is being devised as to how the control of the actual commercial value of the herb and what it can be able to do for the building of a community and the nation in itself. So there's, without an administration, without an industrial mind, we are still now being now the servants to the corporations that are actually even getting land from the military of each of these countries in the Southern African region and setting up their grow houses, their production houses, and moving out. Things that the major pharmaceutical companies, Clicks, Discam, is now selling products on the market here in South Africa. And you see, legally cutting out the local industry from growing. So this is why we're talking of, we need to be able to communicate, disseminate serious information, keep ones and ones in the know of what is to be done to better our community. And the secretariat is a vital point in that, but it needs the centralizing of all Rastafari that see themselves as first Rastafari and not first their house and mansion, in opposed to other house and mansions, but see the commonality of Rastafari amongst each and every one that can build that nation and community that we are talking about as one Rastafari. I give thanks.
Give thanks, Elder. Give thanks for the insightful description and general overview of the project. And I think it's important that we stretch out the full history of the Secretariat and above everything else, the reason why the IDEM conceptualize a global secretariat and why is needed in a time like this. So that is for sure what people is asking themselves, because we are looking a very peculiar moment in history in which Rastafari is so widely spread, but still we recognize that there is a lot of connection work to be done amongst families and communities. So I would love at this point to hear from Ras Shango Baku, if he can give I his insights about all of this. But before to do that, I think that we had some restriction on the Zoom meeting, so we will have to come off from this call and rejoin with the same link in about a couple of minutes. So this is something that we're trying to sort out, trying to trying to solve for the next meeting, but it seems that Zoom is giving a restriction now, so we will have to update the plan and things like this. So maybe in few words, what we have to do is to leave this meeting and join the meeting again with the same link in about 2 minutes or even now. So before we hear from Shango Bako, maybe we can do this process. Sorry about that. We didn't have notice of that before. It's something that Zoom communicates just now. So the link is the same. So what we have to do is just to come out and rejoin again.